What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's Kush back at it again with another episode of the Just Chillin podcast. Big news day today, and as you guys can see, I got Nate from Nate Talks Giants on here as a guest. But in general, big news day today for several reasons. There was a trade that went down that we're gonna get into. There was the Giants hiring a new offensive assistant that we're gonna get into. And there actually was that the only no, that definitely wasn't the only news. DJ setting up workouts just like he did last year was also out there. Not really news, but a little video of Saquon's recovery, and that's really about it. But considering it's been a calm week after free agency, like the first wave of free agency in general, it was a big news. Before I get into everything, shout out to everybody in here: Logan's Gaming Lounge, Max Webster, Jersey Life, Mike Nixon, Lestat Walton, and muted. What are you talking about? I'm not muted, am I?
No, yeah, I hear you.
I
I hear
bet
you loud
Nerding
and
on
clear.
Sports in here is where. And let me get Mike Nixon's super chat. Shout out to Mike for the $10 super chat. Thank you, my man. He says, "What's up, Kush? What a day today! Big trade, new offensive coach. The Knicks are winning, and Najee Harris said that Saquon is the best running back in the NFL." Yeah, I retweeted that. Najee was only
Najee Harris
spitting
is a
facts,
smart
bro.
man. Smart man.
He was only spitting facts. Which one you want to get into first, man? I guess we could start off. Let's go in the order that Mike listed. A pretty good order. Big
Sure.
trade. Give me your
Hell
thoughts
yeah.
on the trade, then I'll give mine.
I mean, you knew this was going to come at some point. The other shoe was going to drop. Some people like myself thought that the Jets' best move would have been to keep Darnold another year, try and build something around him for once. Because I think a lot of people misunderstand that he's still super young. There's plenty of time for a good coaching staff and an actual core of players around him to salvage a career. But it is really understandable. New regime. They want to move forward with their quarterback. They're in a prime position to grab him. Makes a whole lot of sense. And the trade was good. I mean, I hesitate a little bit on the second rounder from Carolina. I would have felt a little better if I was them giving up a third. But then again, it's the market. Someone else was probably bidding with them from what we've heard for Darnold. So good trade both ways. Carolina's getting a short-term fix, hopefully a long-term fix at quarterback. And if they need to, they'll probably still be in a position to take one next year if they have to. And if not, Sam Darnold has really good potential. He's in a system with one of the best young offensive minds in the league in Joe Brady. And he's got a pretty damn good skill position core around him with the second best running back in the league, a couple of really good receivers, and hopefully for them, a tight end in the draft. Kyle Pitts is looking real good at 8 for them. But yeah, trade made sense. I liked it for both parties involved, and that answers one of the biggest questions coming into the draft.
I completely agree with you. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. I still am surprised at the value Darnold has after his first 3 years in the NFL. I thought maybe it would be a little bit lower, considering just how low his own team was on him. Bo Garafolo. This was hilarious. Bo Garafolo and Rappaport. They had the same comparison of this being to the Josh Rosen trade that Arizona made a couple of years ago, when they were all saying, no, Rosen's the guy. They're gonna try and have him compete with whoever they bring in, and then they ended up trading him like almost no, it was on draft night, but similar situations. I was surprised they still got a second rounder for him, to be honest with you. But yeah, I guess it's a win-win. I mean,
Yeah,
if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't work out, I'll say what I said last night over on Diggy's channel, which is I still think Carolina could roll with Teddy Bridgewater for another year anyway as a bridge quarterback. It's win-win. I am a little bit. I agree with you. Second rounder.
a
I
little
mean,
much for me.
a little much, and I completely hear what you're saying with the age thing. A lot of people brought up that argument. I don't necessarily respond with this, but I'll say a good rebuttal to that is that age is correct. He's young, he can still learn, but there's also experience, which he's had a lot of at this
Sure.
point in his career.
Yeah, and I think for me, I just look at it as he was a guy that was coming out of the draft with just no time in college, no seasoning, anything like that. You hope that a good quarterback coach, a guy that has clearly worked with young offensive talent before in Joe Brady, can figure out how to get him to see the defense the way he wants him to, can figure out the mental side of the game, and use that physical potential. Obviously, it's different with every guy. You can't just stamp a quarterback as busted or great or anything like that. Darnold could figure it out. He could not. It's hard to say. All we can do right now is evaluate the trade as we see it. And for me, I think it was a pretty good trade. Again, obviously, like I said, the second is the part that feels a little iffy to me. I would have felt better if it was a third. But obviously, number one, it's a future pick. And number two, they're probably bidding against other people. So it is what it is. I thought it was a good trade. And also, shout out to DJ LeMahieu getting an RBI single. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Nice. That's what we like, bro.
Yes, it
Shout out to
is.
Lestat in here. I think I already gave him a shout. I got another question here from David. No, David's just saying, "What's up? What's up, David? How you doing?"
What's up,
Ligma
Dave?
says, "Did you hear Nick Gates is going on
I
Taina's
heard
channel?
that.
If that's true,
I'm
that's
so
amazing."
jealous. I asked Chris about it before. It's true. I'm
Hmm.
so jealous. He gets to talk to Nick Gates.
Is there any set date yet?
Nah, he says they're still gonna figure that out.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, it
That's
makes
so
sense.
incredible.
Currently, the biggest Giants YouTuber on the platform. So if there is anybody that would probably get that opportunity first, it would be them. Or Talking
Absolutely.
Giants. Talking Giants have also
Yeah.
they're a legitimate company. That's why.
Oh
But
yeah.
they have a lot of connections as well.
I mean,
Um, yeah, go
I
ahead.
absolutely. I'm excited to see that video, that live stream, whatever it is. Chris has been doing
I
this for
want to know
so
what kind of
long.
questions he's gonna ask.
Tough to say. We'll
What kind
see.
of questions would he even be allowed to ask? You know.
Ooh, good question. Good question.
And then to get to the second part of this, Mike saying that Najee Harris said Saquon's the best running back in the NFL. I saw the whole quote. He said when healthy. I mean, I agree. You could call it bias. I agree. When healthy, he's the best running back in the NFL. I mean, if we were to just make a non-numbered list right now of like the top 5 guys, right? It'd be Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon, Alvin Kamara, and I feel like there's one more person I'm forgetting, but those will be the
There
top 4 right
is
there. Who's the one guy I'm
guy
forgetting?
up in Minnesota.
Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I'm the only person who's not a big believer in Dalvin Cook, but he is a monster on the field. I'll give him that.
Not sure how you can be a non-believer in him when he's already been dominant, but all
I'll
right.
say this. Yeah, you're right. That's the one guy I was forgetting in my mind, Nick Chubb. I'll put Chubb over Cook.
Chubb is fair. Chubb's fair. He's a really good running back. Yeah, Najee Harris, smart man who clearly knows his running backs. He must have that knowledge from experience. Yeah, Saquon Barkley is just an absolutely incredible player when he's on the field. And we all know, we watch him every week. A lot of people don't understand because they don't watch him week in, week out. Saquon Barkley, if he can just stay healthy, has everything you could possibly ask for and more out of a running back. He has all of the best traits of all those other guys you just listed. So I think if you want to talk about what Saquon Barkley is, we know what he is. The question is, how long can he be that for us?
Mm-hmm. And then C-Band saying that every team in the NFL sucks until they get a player at or near how great Andrew Thomas is. Are we talking Andrew Thomas in like 3 years from now or Andrew Thomas right now? We talking Andrew Thomas 3 years from now if everything goes according to plan, then I mean, maybe. But I love the Andrew Thomas love.
Ed is blaspheming in the chat right now.
I'll get to him in a second just because I got one more question and then the next super chat. What up, Hub? Is Manscaped the official sponsor of the channel? As of now, yes. Remains to be seen if it continues in the later future, but in the near future, yes. Mike Nixon with the $5 super chat. Thank you, bro. He says, "Can I come on? Because I don't think I'll make the call in tomorrow." Mike, yeah, sure. I can have you on towards the like second half of the show, maybe like at around 9:15ish, because we just started. Yeah, I could pop you on around 9:15ish. No problem, man. What up, Cognac in here? See, Ben says Teddy Bridgewater to Washington. Is he's still under contract, right?
I think so. I'm not entirely
So
sure.
that means they would have to actually trade him, or Washington would have to trade for him, which I'm not sure why Washington would trade for him when they have a very similarly talented, in terms of level of talent, guy in Fitzpatrick, in my opinion.
I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is Teddy Bridgewater for them, in a sense, because he's the bridge to the next quarterback. For me, I just think Washington is just going to go into the draft, address the situation once they get up there on the board, see how things have shaped up, and just
hey, I appreciate the sport, Jersey Life. He's been here for a minute.
That goes, who's there on the board, what their situation is, who they like. Maybe they'll take one, maybe they won't. I think for me, the most likely option is actually Kellen Mond. Not in the first round, obviously, but in a later pick, just because I think we're going to see some of those guys go real early. I don't think any of the 5 quarterbacks are going to be on the board once they get up there at 20 or 19 rather. So for me, I think Washington's probably going to wait on it till next year, let Ryan Fitzpatrick and Taylor Heineke do their thing for a year, see what they can get out of it, see how far they can go. And honestly, the longer they wait to get a franchise quarterback, the happier I am. So there you go. And that's the blasphemy that Ed's doing in chat.
I agree with what you said, Nate. Edward, you're going to need to give me a legitimate argument about this, bro, for me to even consider
this. Put down the
booze.
Put down the booze. Pull the car over, as Chris likes to say. Get an Uber. Go home and sleep it off.
And Nerd Cage, no problem, man. Guys, go over there, check out Nerd Cage Live for
Hey,
all of your movie
I'm
stuff,
assuming I'm,
man.
I'm assuming Jay's running this account. It's always great to see him.
It's most likely Jay. I don't think I've ever
Yeah, I would
seen
I would
the
think so.
co-host.
Yeah.
Yeah, David Avey with his list: Saquon, McCaffrey, Henry, Cook, Chubb for me. That's five right there. Who's the one
Okay.
person that's left out?
Wait, what?
Kamara.
Sorry, I'm looking
Kamara.
at Ed's stuff that he's saying in chat right now, and Ed is saying because he's been injured for 1 year, and there have been lots of other running backs that have produced a lot. And he says, especially after the ACL injury, those are huge. Okay, first off, to address that, the official comment from Najee Harris was when healthy. Second off, even with the injury, I would still go into this season expecting Saquon Barkley to be a top 5 running back in the league. Despite the fact that he's coming off the injury, with where modern medicine is and with where ACL recoveries have been, I expect Saquon Barkley to play at that level. So I think you're just a little bit too low for me, my dude.
I mean, yeah. Once again, the comment was when healthy. I'll say this: in my opinion, Saquon has had. This is gonna sound crazy. He's had one injured year. That was last year because he still had 1,000 yards rushing in 2019.
True.
Like
True.
he was still a top 10 production wise running back in
While playing
2019.
through the high ankle sprain, yeah. Fair.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, you know what? The dude had 1 year injured, to be honest with you. I mean, sure, a lot of his yards were not as, spread out as you would like them to be in 2019, but the dude still got you 1,000 rushing, and I think it was like 15 or 1,600 from scrimmage in total, somewhere around that. Still very impressive numbers, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubting what Saquon Barkley can do when he's on the field. The question again is how long he's going to be on the field. I think if you want to talk about injury prone, it's not really a title I would apply to him just because his injuries haven't been like muscle pulls or things like that, like with Will Fuller, where it's little bumps and bruises that end up knocking him out of the lineup. His stuff is actual no way to predict it type injuries. So I think with Saquon Barkley, I would
And a
really
lot of
call
the
him
reason this
injury prone.
happens, real quick, do you remember in 2019 how he got injured during the what game was it that he went out? The Bucks game, right? In
Yeah, Bucks game.
2019?
Yeah.
Bro, I said it in my reaction vid to it, and a lot of fans were saying it during the game. The Bucks players were putting some dirty hits out there on the field, bro. They literally targeted his ankle. If you go back and look at the couple of replays, it's not exactly like it was a normal football play, but that's just me. I will continue to say that because if you go back and look at the game, the entire first half, they were dirty hits, man. Dirty hits.
Yeah. And for Saquon Barkley, again, I think it's fair to say that the injuries are a concern just because, 2 out of 3 years, it's hard not to look at that. But at the same time, I don't think he's an injury prone player. So I look at Saquon Barkley, I'm not really worried about it. I expect big things out of him this year, not like Kush does. Kush expects unbelievable things out of him this year. But I think Saquon's going to be just fine. Everyone that expects him to fall off a cliff, you're crazy. He's going to be fine. Don't worry about Saquon.
Real quick, I want to give an apology to Vinny G-Man. He was unfairly timed out by the account titled Hub No Glasses. Hub No Glasses. Why? Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. You're going to have to earn your wrench back. I just revoked your wrench, bro.
Yikes.
And you know what? It's not even like specifically towards Hub No Glasses. I've already said it on the channel before. There's been way too much fishy stuff going on with my mods. It's just been a little too much out there. Shout out to Ash Money Record Sports Topics for becoming a member, man. I appreciate it, bro. You get access to the members only calling, which is basically members panel. Next one going to be next Friday, I think. Of course, early access to some videos that I put out, usually the more edited ones, and even the skits as well. And oh yeah, if you buy any merch, somebody has to remind me. You always get a 15% discount on any merch that you buy. So yeah, thank you for becoming a member, man. Let's see here. With modern advances in technology, I could live to be 200 or 250. This is a joke, but there's another reason I think Saquon is going to be fine coming back. I know it's only been like 10 years, but medicine advances really quickly in those 10 years. He's going to have easier time, better trainers, or I should say, well, yeah, you know what? I'll just go with better trainers, better training regimens, better, recovery times and whatnot. I feel like he's going to be fine.
I think the only thing for me with Saquon Barkley that scares me isn't that he's not going to come back the same player. I'm just a little bit concerned about re-injury potential. The ACL is a high-risk re-injury, and I think the one thing that like my mind knows that it's a rare thing, but after seeing Todd Gurley, the early onset arthritis frightens me because that is why Todd Gurley got arthritis, right? He had an ACL surgery. This wasn't when he was in the NFL. It was before that. But he had really, 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 really early onset arthritis because he had an ACL reconstruction. And I know it's probably not going to happen. I know it's a very slim chance. But the fact that it is a chance at all concerns me.
Mike has a pretty bold prediction. The single season rushing record, Mike, is 2,100 yards by Eric Dickerson, bro.
Sorry. Excuse me, Mike?
That's a lot. That's a lot. I know I said something bold, which was 2,500 scrimmage yards, but 2,100 rushing yards?
That's a lot.
In today's NFL?
It's a lot of rushing yards.
That's quite a bit.
That's a lot.
That's somebody screenshot this since he said screenshot it.
I'm not going to. That's not where I'm going to play this, but wow, Mike.
We will hold you to it. You better put some Mountain Dew on that. As I've been saying, and by the way, my bet is looking better and better in my opinion because after Carolina they got their guy in Darnold, or they got who they're gonna experiment with in Darnold. I think it's just one less team that's gonna take a QB within the top 10. How do you think the top 10 shapes out now? By the way,
I think someone pointed out that the Panthers, the Washington football team is very possibly gonna trade up to Carolina
or not.
I don't know what your mom looks like, but I'll reserve judgment on that. I think someone made an excellent point to me earlier today, which is that Washington could very easily trade up to Carolina, which is not a great situation there.
I wouldn't even say very easily. That's a lot of spots for Washington to trade up from 19 all the way to 8.
It could very well happen at this point.
Really?
Carolina has their quarterback. They're looking to trade back with someone. Right.
If I'm Carolina, am I not taking a shot at Micah Parsons?
Maybe not. They need a Mike linebacker. Micah Parsons doesn't play.
He's not they need linebackers in general.
True. But a lot of Panthers fans that I've talked to aren't really on Micah Parsons' train. They're kind of scared off. They want Kyle Pitts and they want quarterback.
So if they want Kyle Pitts, I mean, you're definitely staying at 8.
Probably. The question is, what does the organization want?
And now here's the thing, right? I'm going to kind of switch it into the Giants' hire today, their coaching hire today of Russ Callaway.
I thought it was Callaway.
Oh, yeah, Callaway. Is it Callaway? Yeah, I have it in the title. Yep, Callaway, right? Former offensive assistant and coach at LSU. He was also at Bama. Connections to Joe Judge, obviously, through Bama, but through LSU, what he's most famous for is working directly with Joe Brady, who worked directly with Joe Burrow during that historical LSU year in 2019.
And I don't minds that facilitated that season.
Exactly. And one thing, well, a couple things I want to say on it. Part of me wants to know, did he have a choice in where he was going, or did like Judge just sort of hit him up one time and he was like, all right, this guy offered me, an idea job, I'll do it. Because if he had a choice, I'm like, he chose reuniting with Joe Brady, and chose us over reuniting with Joe Brady in Carolina, which I'm like, maybe that's something to think about. Does he see potential here? But what are your thoughts on it? In my opinion, bro, I'm happy because you all guys already know I have like no faith in Jason Garrett.
Yeah. Well, to address one of the things you were saying in terms of him having choices, we're never going to know that. But honestly, I'm not even thinking about that too much anymore because I think it's clear that players are starting to want to play for the Giants. So I'm not really too concerned with that because I think that's already been made obvious by this offseason. But yeah, you talked about Jason Garrett. This could very well be the Jason Garrett replacement if all goes well in a few years. Not like next year, but if all goes well in a few years. And a lot of us were talking about let's get young, let's get innovative, let's have some fresh minds in the building.
He's pretty young. How old is he?
He's 34.
Yeah.
So let's just say we all want the Patrick Graham of the offense, right? Could be looking at him. Could be looking at a piece of that puzzle. So I think if you're trying to modernize, which is what I've been saying, I think it makes a whole lot of sense. Good hire.
Bobby. Jalen Hurts is wearing your win total for the year coming up, bro. All right?
Cold blood.
I don't think you got the right to say Sam Darnold greater than Daniel Jones. You guys know I've been clowning the Jets all day today, too. I've been retweeting that thank you Giants tweet that the Jets made back in 2019 several times, just clowning them. I'm like, yeah, you're welcome. I'm like, garbage franchise, absolutely trash franchise, can't draft a quarterback franchise.
My favorite one that I saw was you ever see the Peter Griffin cruise ship Bye? It's the Jets Sam Darnold Bye.
The Jets, they didn't even give him, like, every team this offseason that kind of parted ways with a player. They did some kind of weird appreciation post or even just like a thank you, Sam Darnold.
Jets were like,
they're like, yeah, we traded Sam Darnold. I'm like, that was hilarious to me.
Was that preacher?
Yeah, he does have a he looks like he. If you listen to him talk in like a press conference or give like a speech or something, he sounds like he belongs like in a church preaching.
Well, it's good he's in Carolina then.
Is that a reference to like deep religious ties in Carolina or something?
Isn't North Carolina like right at the north end of the Bible Belt?
I didn't know there was such a thing as a Bible Belt.
You heard of them? It's a big thing in America. It's like a big old stretch of the southeastern United States that like goes all the way from the Carolinas down all the way through Texas, and that's the Bible.
This is new information to me.
Yeah,
I thought that was just the South. That's just like the classic.
It
South.
kind of is, yeah.
Like from the Carolinas to Texas, that's like the classic South before Western expansion.
Kind of.
Yeah, but I was gonna say no. I mean, we kind of did we dodge a bullet? Would you say with Matt Rule, or would you even consider it a bullet? I mean, I think
know that I'd call it dodging a bullet.
Like, or do you think Joe Judge is better than Matt Rule at this point?
Yeah, I don't think we dodged a bullet so much as we found a gem. That's what I'd say. I think Joe Judge was the diamond in the rough of the hires in that hiring cycle. I love what he's done for this team. I would definitely take him over Matt Rule at this point. So I don't think we dodged a bullet. Matt Rule seems like a fine NFL head coach, but he's not Joe Judge. And I think Joe Judge is the guy to finally lead this team out of the basement.
Mm-hmm. And because the reason I brought that up is because there was another tweet kind of not necessarily going viral, but I wouldn't be surprised if within the next day it does, saying that Gettleman helped us dodge the Darnold bullet in 2018 and the Rule bullet in 2019. And I'm like, Darnold bullet, yeah, you know what? I agree with that one because at this point, I'd call him a bust. And we'd be in the same position as they are right now. Yeah.
I wouldn't call him a bust yet.
The team that drafted him gave up on him?
I wouldn't call him a bust yet. He's too young. Not calling him a bust yet.
I'm going to go back and say he's still very young, but he's already had 3 years in the NFL.
I don't give up on quarterbacks that early.
What's your time period for quarterbacks then? How much time do you give them?
I should say when I say don't give up, I don't mean like don't move on. Moving on is different than giving up on a guy entirely. I think the way I see it, 3 years is a pretty good benchmark for an NFL franchise. Okay, is he the franchise guy? That's a pretty good mark. But like, if I'm a fan and I'm thinking, okay, which quarterback is going to be good in the NFL long term, 3 years is very, very small in the wide spectrum of how long a quarterback's career is or can be. So Sam Darnold, he's only 23 years old. He's going to a team with good weapons, in a good system, with a young creative offensive coordinator. I'm not giving up on him yet.
Well, how's their O-line in Carolina? It's serviceable, right?
It's all right. It needs some retooling, but it's all right. It's not bad, really.
Okay. I mean, yeah, no, I'll say this. He's in a way better position in Carolina than he was with the Jets. So I'm not going to be at all surprised if the man comes out and has a better season. Yeah. The one thing I'm worried about with Darnold is the mental. I mean, anytime a quarterback is started saying I'm seeing ghosts and that became a meme, that's always a huge problem. So I'm definitely worried about the mental. That's the one thing I'm looking at.
Sure. The question for Darnold, as it is with any quarterback in his situation, as it is with Mitch Trubisky and Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston, is he broken psychologically? That's the question. And it's impossible to say. But I'm not ready to give up on him because I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm not like, when I say I'm not going to give up on him, I don't mean, oh, I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to be a franchise quarterback in Carolina. I'm just not ready to call it yet. I'm not going to call him a bust just yet.
Mm-hmm. And then shout out to Calvin in here, another member. He says, hey, what's with your team practicing in Arizona? Get off my lawn. Arizona.
We're taking over, baby.
Thank you, by the way. But yeah, let's get into that a little bit.
Hell yeah.
So this is the second year in a row that Daniel Jones has taken it upon himself to organize some type of throwing practices with his guys.
Vibes.
When did Josh Allen did this last year too, right?
Oh yeah. So this was the.
So I wouldn't call it Josh Allen vibes. I'll call it Daniel Jones vibes because he did it last year.
Fair enough. So I say Josh Allen. For those that don't know, one of the early indicators for people like myself who were saying during the offseason, look out, Josh Allen's going to have a really good year this year, is the things we were hearing back in the early days of COVID summer when he was calling all the offensive players together, almost the entire offense, down to Florida on a random field somewhere that he found, and he had them all organized and put them up in a hotel and said, okay, guys, we're going to get some work in on this practice field. And the things we were hearing out of that camp, people were saying, oh my God, he's an incredible leader. He's working incredibly well with his receivers. He's got chemistry with Diggs. All this great stuff we were hearing. Those are the indicators you look for a guy that's going to have a good future. I think when you talk about a leader like that, obviously you have to get the rest of it along, but that's a big box checked. Being a good leader is important to being an NFL quarterback. So that's a big old box checked right there.
I feel like DJ's had that box checked since he stepped in, though, leadership-wise. It's always been the question on the field with him, never really off the field or his intangibles. But I will say this. I will say this. This year, unlike last year, yeah, he had help from Colt McCoy, which is one of the main reasons I wanted to keep Colt on, because I was like, as a backup, McCoy was out here helping us out in ways he didn't really need to do. Last year it was at Texas. It was through Texas Tech, and not Texas Tech. It was through the Longhorns and whatnot. Colt McCoy's connections there that he helped the Giants secure, or that he helped the offense secure some practice field and whatnot. Right now it's in Arizona, currently an undisclosed location. Two things. There's a lot more people going this time. He has all the receivers there. John Ross, who has been practicing with Darnay Holmes so far in the offseason, is going to be checking in there soon. Saquon, who's already been in Arizona for his rehab with Odell, Saquon's going to be moving over there soon because, well, he's already in the state. Daniel's already traveling down with the rest of the receivers and even some O-linemen. I'm going to assume maybe the centers. I'm going to assume that. I mean, I don't really see, unless you're going to bring the defensive guys over, what's the point of going to be having the O-line guys there? Speaking of defensive guys, though, shout out to Leonard Williams. He's been working with Ifidi essentially since Ifidi got traded to us. Mm-hmm. And if you look on Leo's stories and whatnot and posts, nonstop work throughout the entire offseason so far. Yep. But the second thing I want to say about the Arizona thing is Blake Martinez has his facilities down in Arizona that him and his father built personal gym and football training facility. Unconfirmed source, when I asked on Twitter, yo, Blake, are they going to be using it down there? All he did was respond with 2 eyes. I don't know if that's him saying yes or if that's him saying, you know what, that's a good idea. I should move these guys over there.
I mean, the fact that you even have these conversations with Blake Martinez, as brief as they are on Twitter, is absolutely awesome. But
Blake he's a super chill dude. It's not the first time he's responded. He responds to a lot of fans if he recognizes you're a fan.
Y'all bonded over anime too, which is another thing for you. So.
But yeah, do you think they could move over to Blake's, or are they already there? Because last year when he was training, when he signed with the Giants, and he posted a picture, it was like a legitimate football field. I'm like, this dude has a giant space, like a giant training space.
It's very possible. You never know. I just love to see these things out of a team, that they have chemistry, that there's a culture, there's a real team forming here. There's a core. I love to see that. I love to see that these guys are putting in work together. That there's that culture of constant grind and constant hard work for this team, doing it as a brotherhood. That's what you want to see. That's what you call a culture of winning. So I love to see that.
Shout out to Mo. He says, Robbie Anderson averaged 50 yards with Darnold. He averages 90 without him. I'd be pissed if I was Anderson.
Let me rephrase that for you. Robbie Anderson averaged 50 yards with the Jets. Average 90 with Joe Brady. Right. 50 yards with Adam Gase, 90 yards with Joe Brady. Let's rephrase that for me here. Because I'm not going to accept that Teddy Bridgewater was the one that upped that for him.
And I agree. I'll say this, Bobby. I definitely agree with that. The Jets are a garbage organization. They have been for a very long time. Right now, I still don't know if they got the right guy. I have no idea where they're going. I'll say this, though. Their GM is making moves. They got 21 draft picks within the next 2 years.
Oh, my God. Did you see
that is amazing.
That was insane. I think it was Schefter tweeted out just the sheer amount of picks that the Jets have, and he listed all of them. It's absolutely insane.
Just this year alone.
No, he listed this year and next year, and it's utterly ridiculous. I'm going to see if I can scroll down and find the tweet again, because I want to read this on stream for those that haven't seen it. It's utterly ridiculous. You keep talking, I'll tell you if I can
No
Get on
problem.
with it.
Shout out to Tommy in here. Thank you for tuning in. Tommy G, another Tommy, says that Evan Ingram had to RSVP. Listen, bro, if Evan Ingram is not spotted at the workouts, he needs to be cut immediately. If
I
he's
mean,
not spotted down there in Arizona, cut this man.
I want him to get traded, but okay, cool.
Listen, I want him to get traded too, but if you're not going to a voluntary workout with your quarterback who organized it, get this man out of here, bro.
Yeah.
Duran says the final piece with DJ is he can capture Eli's magic in doing commercials. You know, we haven't seen a single Daniel Jones commercial yet.
It's true. We have
As
not.
as
Oh,
soon
I
as
found it
Saquon
here,
was
by the way.
drafted, Saquon was already in commercials. DJ's already been here 2 years, no commercials yet.
So it was NFL update. Here are the Jets picks in 2021. They have, and by the way, get real good and comfortable. We're going to be here for a while. They have the number 2, the number 23, the number 34, the number 66, the number 86, the number 107, the number 146, the number 154, the number 186, and the number 226. Next year, they have a first, a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, and a sixth. I think they have a fair amount of draft capital.
They have a good amount of draft capital. I'll give them that.
They have a good amount, I would say.
Yeah.
My
I mean,
God,
listen,
that's insane.
they have a good amount of draft capital. If this Deshaun Watson thing blows over, they have more than enough draft capital to get Deshaun Watson.
You think? I mean, even if they don't, can you imagine if they hit on even most of those picks? Can you imagine that? The squad they'd build for Zach
To be honest,
Wilson?
they just need to hit on their first, seconds, and a couple of their mid rounders.
Yeah, that's what I mean by most.
Mm-hmm.
If they hit on those, they're building a core for the future.
Let's not forget, a main reason they have so many is because the Seahawks gave up 2 firsts for a box safety. I just want to put that out there.
It really do be like that sometimes, Seattle.
Calvin is out here saying he agrees with your sentiment. Murray did the same thing last year with Arizona's offense. They all went to Dallas to practice. There's a lot of QBs are taking the initiatives now.
Yeah,
To be honest with you.
it's good leadership skills.
Do you think all this offseason camaraderie is a product of Judge's influence?
Fair question. I think,
I don't necessarily think it is.
yeah, I think in a sense it kind of is, but I don't think he's like babysitting them. I don't think Joe Judge is saying, hey, DJ, you got to get the group together and go to Arizona. And that's not what's happening here. I think you can kind of attribute it to him in the sense that he brought in this culture of winning, and he brought this new mentality shift. So these players are all the way bought in, and now they're taking the initiative themselves to go the extra step and go the extra mile and do these things. That's what Joe Judge brought to the table. He brought a completely new light to this team. So in a sense, yeah, but not really directly.
I mean, this is true, Bobby. It remains to be seen
True.
if he can draft players. I agree with you. But he has a lot of stock. I mean, if this man misses on all of it, which once again, I won't be surprised because I saw a graphic today about all of the Jets first round picks from 2010 to 18 are not on their team anymore. And I was like, damn. And when I looked at it, I'm like, there was only like 2 good players on there, and it was Jamal Adams and Leonard Williams. I was like, well, you know what? I'll be fair. No, Quinnen was taken in 2019, right? So yeah, that graphic still stands. And Quinnen, honestly, I still have yet to see where he pans out to.
Oh,
but,
don't worry about Quinnen Williams.
Well, as in he's going to be good.
He's a beast.
I mean, I hope he's good.
No,
the Jets.
he is. He's very, very good.
Didn't he have an injury or something?
Yeah, but trust me, from what we've already seen on the field, Quinnen Williams is a beast.
Durant says the last time the Jets traded major draft capital, it was for Mark Sanchez. Where was Mark Sanchez taken?
Oh, the Sanchez.
Let me look this up real quick.
Was he the one? I think he was. I think so. Hold on.
Yeah, I will always feel bad because like they legitimately made AFC championships.
Oh no, he
with
wasn't.
This dude,
What am I
bro.
saying?
They made AFC championships with this guy.
They took him 5th, I think.
Yeah, 5th in 2009.
Yeah, that's still so high. By the way, they only made 3 picks in that draft. Wow, what a difference!
Man, those Jets teams were like, I wouldn't say, yeah, you know what? It's fair to call them legit because they did make 2 AFC championship games in a row. But it's incredible to see how they fell after that.
The thing is, the team was legit. The quarterback was not. That's what was there with the Jets. And by the way, Rex Ryan will always have a tattoo of his wife wearing Mark Sanchez's jersey on his arm. That's a beautiful thing to me.
He what?
You don't know this?
I'm looking this up right now.
After Mark Sanchez played like 2 years and sucked in both of them, Rex Ryan got a tattoo right here of his wife wearing Mark Sanchez's jersey. Oh yeah, this is a real thing.
Why, Rex? Why?
I mean, if that's not the most Rex Ryan decision you've ever heard of, I don't know what is.
Well, I'm looking at it right now. This is really a thing, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm not lying to you. That's a real thing that Rex Ryan did.
Yo, was he drunk when he got the tattoo?
Would you believe that he wasn't? I would. That is 100% a Rex Ryan decision right there. That is a Rex Ryan sober decision right there. Honestly, I'd be more surprised if he was drunk.
I am, and of course he does. Wait, first of all, how do you know this? Second of all, of course he does. Of course he does.
Remember it. It was a big thing. It was one of the biggest memes in the NFL.
Bro, listen, I wasn't looking at memes at that time. We're talking Rex Ryan from 11, 12 with the Jets right now, 09, 10, 11. I was not actually even paying attention to the ongoings of all that.
Oh, also, if you do want to catch up on everything that was the hilariousness of that complete and utter disaster, go watch the video on the collapse of the Jets. You know those videos, right? The SB Nation ones, they do collapses. They did one on the Jets. It is a masterpiece.
Oh, yeah, I've watched it. I've also watched the Giants one, and I was like, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. A lot of it was what we've been saying for years.
A lot of what they said made sense on the Giants one, but also in the comments, people were kind of spitting facts, which is that collapse with 2 Super Bowls, I'll take it, is what people in the comments were saying.
Yeah. That is
there was
true.
one Bengals fan that said, honestly, I'm insulted that you made this. And I was like, yeah. Fair point.
I mean, but to be fair, from 2011 to 17,
oh yeah, it was a collapse.
It was a collapse.
Sure.
Lucas says, I think right now it's more of a hard work and accountability culture. We haven't won anything yet. I agree. And
winning
going back,
culture is associated with winning, but isn't defined by winning. Having that culture is an intangible thing, and I think it's fair to say we've figured that out. I think it's easy to feel that.
What up, Eric? Thank you for tuning in. Eric was in there last night on Biggie's channel. I was gonna say I didn't even get to fully say if I thought it was a Joe Judge, push thing or not. Yeah, I'm with Nate on this one. I'm like, not necessarily. I mean, obviously, if I'm Judge, knowing what we do know about Judge, he's completely happy right now. He's ecstatic that his players are getting along like this and don't need to be told like, hey, you guys should probably put a little bit of extra work in the offseason. Mm-hmm. If I'm Joe Judge is nothing but happy, and he's glad that they're building chemistry, much needed for what was a terrible offense last year. But I think this is legitimately all the players. It not just Giants-wise. Nate listed the example of Josh Allen. Calvin brought up Arizona. And, of course, Daniel did this last year as well. This is a kind of not really even NFL-wide, but young QB-wide thing. QBs that are taking their job seriously, they do stuff like this. They go the extra mile to organize workouts. They try to do their best to be as good as they can with their offense and with their teammates. And this is very much needed for Daniel, who's never been on the field with Kenny Golladay yet. I think this, I might be wrong, this could be the first time they're going to see each other in person down in Arizona. Yeah. Who knows? He's going to be throwing the ball to him and whatnot. That's going to definitely be a focus.
Yeah. And I think for me, I'm just excited to see what comes of it. There's nothing bad that could possibly come from this kind of teamwork, this kind of like I said, culture. So I'm just excited for the future. I think the Giants have a lot to be excited about. So it's going to be good.
The Rant says, I helped a girl move out, and she had a Mark Sanchez fat head on her wall. I felt bad for her, USC alum or not. So was she a USC alum as well then? Because if she was, it kind of makes sense.
She was a USC alum.
Yeah, then that kind of makes sense, yo. I ain't gonna tell you.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's still very, very sad. That's still, yikes.
I mean, was it signed? Maybe it was signed.
That makes it honestly even more sad.
No, if it was signed, somebody would buy that, bro.
No. If they sold it, hell yeah. But if you still kept it and it was signed, that's honestly worse. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's worse.
Joseph Clark says, wide receiver O-line at 11. None of the edges are worth the 11th. And before Nate goes on his whole
Jalen
Phillips
hurts me
rant,
to agree with you, Joseph.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Did not expect that. I was going to say, yeah, I agree.
It hurts me to agree.
I'm a big Azeez Ojulari fan, but my whole thing has always been if we're gonna take an edge, please go
Trade
to
back.
Safeway and get Azeez, or trade back and get one of these guys.
Sure.
But generally, yes, I want O-line first, maybe wide receiver if they're there, which they're gonna be. There's gonna be at least one of the top 3 guys there. That's where I'm standing because I don't. It might end up still being receiver in my opinion, just because Slater ain't gonna be there, man. Rashawn Slater ain't making it to pick 11.
I agree 100%. And I think, again, it hurts me to agree with you. It really does. And for clarity, I never said that any of the edges were really worth the 11. I had said previously that I was okay with reaching for one now that we filled the receiver and corner position.
It was the summer 2011 too, bro. Oh, nah. The universe was on your side, bro. God was on your side. He's like,
bad.
This is going to work out for you in a couple months.
That's bad. Anyway, though, just it hurts me to say that we really shouldn't be picking Jalen Phillips or Azeez Ojulari at 11.
As Mo here is saying.
It hurts me to say it, but I have to. My heart wants Jalen Phillips. My brain knows it's a bad idea. I also don't really want any of the receivers at 11, though, unless it's Jamar Chase, but that's an outside chance at best. I would just much rather fade that for a later round pick given the depth in this class, because my God, there is some depth.
You said even if there's a guy like Jamar Chase there?
No, unless there's a guy.
Oh, unless. Okay, then, bet. And yeah, Eric, I agree with you. I mean, I don't know. This doesn't make sense to me. The Cowboys, well, this might sound crazy to some of us here, but the Cowboys are actually one of the most famous franchises, sports franchises in the entire world. I don't know why, but they are. It makes no sense to me, but they are.
That's
the only reason.
Called themselves America's team. It's incredible to me the nerve it takes to call yourself America's team when 95% of America hates you. That takes some nerve right there. I hate the Cowboys so much.
If there's a lot of people in the chat that are obviously way older than me and Nate, you guys actually saw the Cowboys dynasty. Were they even liked when they did have a legitimate dynasty in the 90s?
Hell no. Everyone hated the Cowboys.
Kwachi says, do you think Belichick is salty or proud looking at his assistant keep getting poached everywhere? I'll tell you what, he was proud of Judge, because my conspiracy theory has always been he groomed Joe Judge to send to the Giants as a gift. That's always been my conspiracy theory.
And what
Joe Judge was a gift to us.
Well, whether it was or it wasn't, I think he is. I don't think he's the kind of guy that would be salty of someone else's success. I think I think Bill Belichick is the kind of guy that just focuses on himself. So if he's seeing his assistants having good work somewhere else, honestly, I don't think he really cares. But I'm sure there's no negativity there. Mm-hmm. Ash Money makes a fair point. I'll love to take.
I'll tell you this: if Devontae Smith is on the board and he's the only one of the top 3 receivers there, and we know the Eagles are picking right after us, bro, I would do it just out of spite.
So would I. I wouldn't lie, and I will not claim to have any inside sources or anything because I do not. But someone who does have an inside source, I will explain this to you in depth later, Kush. Someone who does have an inside source that has been reliable to me in the past showed me some text messages that he had with someone who stated that through his connections to the Giants, he had heard they were like fixated on Devontae Smith, like really in love with him. So if he's there at 11, he believes that's going to be the pick. He also said that all this edge stuff is just noise, and he doesn't believe that's real. So take that with not just a grain, but the entire can of salt.
Yeah.
But been reliable in the past. So what I have heard is that Devontae Smith is someone getting serious consideration.
I mean, I'll say this. I wouldn't be surprised if that's literally what's happening. I don't think anybody would be surprised if that's what's happening. Yeah. First of all. Second of all, if it is true, let that man go ahead and make me look like Nostradamus. Because on January 17th, I was like, the Giants are going to pick Jamar Chase at 11. He's going to be there. You're going to pick him. And then I've since backtracked on it because I went through what everybody went through. Like, maybe 3 receivers will be taken. But then I went back like, no, 3 receivers are not going to be taken. And then now I'm still
everybody?
Yeah.
Everybody did not think that 3 receivers would get taken.
Yeah, neither did I.
Oh, you said you went through what everyone went through, thinking that 3 receivers would go off the board.
Oh, I guess I should clarify. I went through what everybody usually goes through in draft, which is they have their doubts.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
Bet. There you go. But yeah, no, since let this man make me look like Nostradamus, bro.
Sure.
That was Devontae Smith was my guy. I admit I'm not as high as him as I was back in January.
Same, yeah.
But I am still high on him. You know,
Absolutely.
Don't get it wrong. But I would love him as the second receiver here. Yeah.
Totally. I'm much the same way. I'm still very high on him. I still think he's a great prospect, but I'm not as high. The more I've thought about it, the more his weight concerns do scare me. But still an excellent player. He was the first guy I ever did a film breakdown of. And listen, everything about Devontae Smith is elite except physicality. So if you're looking for a guy to get separation, as most Giants fans are, best separator in the draft. His route running is just insane. It's not just developed physically, but it's developed mentally. He's always got a plan on these routes. He's always got a backup plan for that plan when he gets beat by, if he gets beat by a press, or if he gets beat by leverage somehow in a coverage. He's always got a backup plan for the route. He knows how to get separation, and he more often than not does. So he's
Mike,
a great player.
Mike, real quick, I'm gonna send the link right at around 9:30. For you, but just because we're now getting into draft stuff, and this might get a little bit tense right here. Yeah, go on, because I see a question saying right here. I'm just gonna highlight this question right here.
Yeah, all right. If he's a guy that gets picked for the Giants, I'm 100% down for that. I think he'll do great in Giants blue in that situation. Him and Kenny Golladay and Darius Slayton and Sterling Shepard is going to be a great wide receiver core. Sprinkling a little John Ross just for the extra seasoning. In general, probably my third on the list of the top 3 receivers. Still a very good player.
Was where was Deshaun Watson drafted at? What round?
Deshaun Jackson, but
Jackson, yeah. Where round was he drafted at?
I don't remember.
No, I mean he is a pretty light guy.
I know he's small, but 166? No way. I am almost 166. There's no way.
He was drafted in the second round by the Eagles. So I'm like, yeah, the second round, not as much weight as the first. But I also say this.
Yeah.
Was Deshaun Jackson ever the number 1 receiver for the Eagles? Maybe I'm wrong. Was he ever the number 1?
For a while.
For a little bit?
I'd also like to just take a moment to say bullshit. 166 pounds? No way.
Well, I mean,
don't accept that.
He played at 175 for most of his career.
That's like a 10-pound difference. 166 is no chance.
Even if he wasn't 166, the reported weight of Smith is 175, which is what Watson did play at.
You keep saying Watson.
Yeah, I don't know why, which is what Jackson played at.
There you go.
And I didn't even realize this. I unfortunately have the same birthday as him.
Oh, yikes. I hate Deshaun Jackson so much.
Me too.
I hate him so
Giants
much.
Was the opposite of a legend. Giants that, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, though, I don't buy that. 166 pounds? No.
Cognac is saying he got bad news. Smith is 150, bro.
Sounds about right.
I mean, to be honest, I've heard a lot. Like, his weight has been... You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of back in the 2018 draft. The whole, not even controversy, but the whole conversation around Baker Mayfield's height. That's what it reminds me of.
I remember that.
Now it's Devontae Smith's weight.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing a lot of parallels because people were saying back in 2018, oh, well, Russell Wilson is a short guy. You know, Drew Brees is a short guy. Now we're hearing, well, Chad Ochocinco was a light guy. Deshaun Jackson was a light guy. Bro, listen, is it my fault that he's one of the most popular players in the league right now and he's currently in the middle of everything that could go wrong?
Sure, why not? But yeah, I fail to believe 166. So whatever.
Ash Money says everybody needs to relax. Every draft prospect. Yo, yeah, no, you need to relax, bro. This man's not putting on 30 pounds, bro.
Drugs?
He's not putting on 30 pounds, bro. Ash Money, I'm gonna tell you that right now. He's not putting on 30 whole pounds. No. I mean, he doesn't even need to put on 30. He only needs like 10.
I don't know where you got that 200 pounds number from.
Hey, yo, listen.
Yo, he got Devontae eating too many McDonald's McDoubles, dude. That's just what it is.
He got the whole. They used to have like the 2 for $6, the Big Mac, the McDouble, bro, the Big Mac, and the quarter pounder.
And Ash Money
Man,
says they're gonna give McDonald's every day. There you go. Oh,
listen, I'll say this: wherever he's going, he's gonna be fine. Because he's not gonna have the same success in my opinion. A lot of his routes. You said you did a film breakdown on him, Nate.
yeah.
So you could probably attest to this. A lot of, or not a lot, a good amount of his big plays came over the middle, him catching the ball. And I'm just like, I don't see that happening at the same level of consistency in the NFL because he's going to get boomed over the middle.
Well, I think that's a risk you're going to end up having to take with a guy like him because a lot of receivers end up getting smacked around in the league. But in general, Devontae Smith, he can absolutely still be an outside guy. I would tend to put, there you go.
Joseph,
yeah.
This stands for any receiver that we take,
right,
to be honest.
I would tend to put Smith in the slot. That's where I gravitate towards him going. We can talk about that in a second. But Devontae Smith, his route running speaks for itself. He's not going to have any problems in the league in terms of transferring that route running. Again, the only thing that draws him back for me is the weight concerns. It is a concern. So,
Yo, this might be true, bro. This might be true.
Reports out there, Smith is only 17 ounces. It is what it is,
That's
just what it is.
It's just what it is, man. I mean, yeah, I'll be happy if, listen, because, and I think he has legitimate potential to be a number one receiver in the NFL. Nate said it. He's elite at everything. I don't even know if you would call me old school or whatnot. I am just seriously concerned about his weight. I do want him to put on. Like, have you seen this guy's legs?
I know. It's a violent game, and I'm not convinced he's
bro,
gonna stand up to it.
When I was trying to, make a transparent image of Devontae Smith for my draft video,
Did his legs disappear?
Yeah, I accidentally went right through his legs because of how thin they were in the picture.
That's
and I had to
incredible.
undo it. And I I had to zoom in like 10 times more to make sure I was getting it correctly.
Do you mean like you were making a PNG of him?
Yeah, transparent. Yeah, PNG.
Just copy and paste the image into a PNG, dude.
What?
PNG. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna put this in the private chat for you.
Yeah, no, I used Photoshop for a reason.
This is so much easier.
Are you talking about removebackground.com or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I don't use that because you need to pay to have the high quality image. When I already use Photoshop for the high quality image. Yeah, put one image in there right now. That's more than on 1920
I've been using
by
it
1080.
for a long time, Hub.
That's more than 1920 by 1080. You export it. They have restrictions unless you pay. You're gonna get a smaller image.
Oh yeah. If you make that big an image, but what are you using for a PNG? That
Nate,
big?
why do you think a lot of my stuff looks so good? Because I don't use like 500 by 500 images. It's too pixelated for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I prefer to use the bigger and clearer images.
I guess you're just too big time for me. That's what it is.
I mean, you could also use you don't need a paid Adobe account for this. There's Photoshop Express, which does the job. That PNG remove.
What do you mean you don't need a paid account for Photoshop?
I said there's Photoshop Express. It's the Adobe website. You can look it up. It's photoshop.adobe.com.
Right, we'll talk about this later.
And
We're getting off topic
we could get into that. That's free as well, and it does the same thing. And you could take the high quality images. Let me get back to the chat here real quick. Oh yeah, go ahead. Give the people your profile.
Oh yeah. So someone also asked if either of us played football.
I did, yeah, in high school.
Same. So I still currently play. I just suck. But I am 6 foot and I'm 160 stretched over that 6 foot. So I still need to put on weight.
You're taller than I expected. For some reason, I thought you were going to be like 5'8" or something.
Everyone thinks I'm short, man. I promise.
Can you stand up?
I'm not short. On stream? How is that going to work?
Just stand up. I just want to see. Yeah, that's probably 6 foot right there.
Yeah.
I was like, the camera was like right at your belly button.
I mean, this is a high setup for me, but I promise you, I'm not short.
It's the baby face. You got the baby face.
Yeah,
syndrome,
that makes sense. That's what it is. I promise, I'm not KB. I'm not Kid Green.
Yo, right? KB is actually like 5'4", guys. So like
heard.
No joke.
I've heard
like he actually
short.
is. It's crazy, and he's still got a little bit of baby face syndrome as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your measurables, Kush?
I am 6'2" right now, even though sometimes my official measurement, if you go on my medical documents,
what do you
is 6'2".
Sometimes, by the way.
I was gonna get into that. My official measurement, if you go into like my medical documents, is 6'2". But I also have a cousin that's 6'2", and I'm taller than him by like an inch or two. So I'm like, anytime I go to the doctor, it always measures out at 6'2".
This
But
ain't working out so good.
anytime I'm with this cousin, I'm like always taller than him by an
The
inch.
math here doesn't work out, Kush.
Listen, that's why
sure.
I always go with the lower one, because I'm like, I don't know. You know how you say your spine compresses, and then when you crack your back, it expands again?
Yes, but okay.
But no, that's why I'm going to say 6'2".
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm probably around 230, 240 right now. When I was playing in high school for wrestling, I was 195 because that's the weight class I had to be in. So I was like probably around 195, 200
By the way,
in high school.
Duran asks if you could bench press KB.
How much does he weigh?
I don't know, but if he's 5'4", probably.
How much does he weigh, bro? That's what all depends on.
If he's as short as people say he is, probably. So,
yeah, Cognac. Thank you. No, I'm gonna have to. I'm going on a diet right now too. I'm trying to get back down to like 200.
Are you the tight end for the Giants now? Or are you Evan Ingram's replacement?
Nah, but I did play. That was in high school. They had me all over the place because I'm always transparent with this. I was never good enough to make the starting squad.
Sure.
So they had me moving around as the backup for multiple positions, running back, tight end, and sometimes even O-line.
Hey, man, I'm a backup quarterback. No shame. All right.
That's the only position they got you moving around at? Not even special teams or anything?
I only play quarterback.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, with mine, they were like, all right, if you were backup, you're playing everywhere, basically.
Yeah.
They just had you going everywhere.
The thing is, we also, like, I would be like a decent to bad starter, but we also have a quarterback with a massive arm. He also plays baseball. He throws high 80s.
Joseph, stop the cap. Stop the cap, bro.
Joseph, come on.
Joseph, yo, first of all, if this is actually true, that's mad cool because Joseph is like
he does not have the voice of someone that's 6'6".
I know, right? Like I've never heard his I've never actually heard his voice, but you don't got the voice, bro.
I have heard Joseph Belby talk. You are not 6'6".
Joseph, if you're 6'6", bro, ain't no way this man is 6'6". He says I'm messing up. I was about to say. I'm like,
that's a whole ass lie.
I've never seen Joseph in my life. I've never heard of him. He's just one of the best mods in the chat. I'm gonna guess right now. This man is like 5'9", 162.
That's highballing
bro.
For me, honestly.
Like 5'9", 162, 5'8", 162, bro.
Joseph, from what I've heard in his voice, Joseph sounds like he's younger than me. So I'd probably think lower than that.
And Joseph, the other Joseph.
On rainy days, I'm 6 foot. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, at least I'm above that, social acceptable 6 foot thing.
There you go.
Shout out to Engraven in here. Engraven, give us your measurables. He's probably tuning in. He's like, what are these guys talking about right now?
Yeah, probably. We were talking about Devontae Smith, and this is what it transitioned into, Engraven. I feel so bad, because like for a while, Engraven's been saying some really awesome stuff when I've been in a stream with him, and now he's probably thinking, what is this loon talking about?
Mikey says, the New York media is full of crap today. Yeah. 3 years ago, they were attacking the G-Men for not drafting Sam. I mean, yes. You guys forget Mike Francesca made that tweet, Sam Darnold will run New York or something like that in 3 years?
God.
It's been 3 years, Mike. He got traded.
Whatever. Oh, Engraven says he's 5'10", 228 solid.
Bro, you playing in the wrong sport, bro. You need to go and sign up for the backup running back for the Ravens, bro.
The truth has come out. Joseph Balby is 5'2". The truth has come out. He says he's young, though. He's got time.
You got time? How much time you got, bro? That's the real thing.
I don't fucking know.
Bro, he says I'm a bruising running back or a small pass rusher of 5'10". Oh, yeah, 5'10" is actually, for some reason, I was still on 5'2". Yeah, you know what? Maybe on a high school team.
On a high school team.
Shout out to Toast.
You thought you were still on 5'2"?
Yeah.
What does 5'2", 228 look like? That's just a sphere.
That's Eddie Lacy, bro.
Yeah. That's just a planet-shaped person.
5'2", 228 would be Eddie Lacy, bro. Hakeem says, I was playing 165, strong safety, corner, fullback, and outside linebacker. I played a lot.
165 fullback?
Well, this is high school level, so honestly, I believe it.
That's like if I was a fullback.
You're playing 165 quarterback?
Yes.
Damn, you're going to get crushed. Considering how tough is your high school conference?
Not really tough.
Okay, then, yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, at the high school level, it's believable. Because I was moved all over the place.
Yeah.
And
we're
NYC...
a pretty shitty school.
Yeah, like, NYC isn't exactly known for football, which I've always had a problem with.
Look at Tommy in chat. Look at Tommy in chat. Hell yeah, Tommy.
Tommy, you're
Absolutely.
actually playing the wrong ball. Go to
That's
basketball, bro.
that's him in the profile picture, by the way. 7'1",
Tommy, listen,
287
bro.
in the profile pic.
Bro, listen. Go to the Knicks, ask for a 10-day contract, and you're gonna get an extension by your first day, bro.
Hell
All
yeah.
right, this Shaq ain't got nothing on you, bro.
I
If that's if
nothing,
that's
nothing
if
at all.
that's 287 solid, bro, Shaq ain't got nothing on you. 7'1", 287. Don't forget football, bro. You get paid more in basketball anyway.
Two-hand jams, man. That's what it is.
Exactly. All this man needs to do is literally just walk into somebody and they're flying across the court.
All right.
That's it.
Speaking of having time, by the way, I got about 5-10 more minutes here.
For sure. Yeah, that's all good, man. I'm gonna let you pop out when you do. Durant says I'm the water boy and not Bobby Boucher.
He also says sign up for the WWE. Great
Facts,
Khali
bro.
vibes.
Great. I was about to say great Khali
Great Khali
vibes, bro.
vibes.
Nah, but Undertaker is like 6'10", 6'11", so like 7'1" ain't far off. That's Kane vibes, bro. 7'1", 287. That's you're actually Kane, bro. You're a future WWE champion, as Nerding Out Sports says it, bro.
Toast is 5'6", 168. Toast got some muscle on him then. All right, Toast. We see you.
Toast be hitting the gym, bro. When you're that height, you got to be hitting the gym.
Yeah, that's true. I got a buddy who's really short. Like as short as people say KB is, but he works out constantly. He's like jacked. So that's the compensation, dude. That's what you got to do.
See, why you say like it's a bad thing? That's the compensation,
It's
man.
not a bad thing. I'm sorry, it's just what it is.
And I'll tell you this though, when I was on wrestling, always the most cut and jacked dudes were the short dudes, bro.
Yeah.
Like I just noticed, I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
they stay in the weight room, bro. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
at least at my school, and I'm a
Hey,
flexible
Noah
bit.
Rivera. Noah's with me. He knows the feeling. Yeah.
He's a stick, 6', 160. You ever
Yeah,
consider
Noah.
if you're
Hell
6
yeah.
foot, Nate? You ever consider hitting the gym and putting on some muscle?
I have. It's just with quarantine, I have not been able to.
Ah,
I
okay.
fully intend to when I can. Listen, by the time I'm in college, I'm hoping I'm ending up by the time I finish growing.
185.
Ideal is like 6'2", 215 range.
Wow,
is
that's a
where I'd like
lot
to be.
of gained.
That's where I want to be. I've got like
215?
3 years though, so
For some reason, I feel like 190 would be nice, but 215 is a lot. Yeah.
I just gotta eat some, man. I have a
Potatoes.
big appetite. I'm one of those skinny people that just eats and doesn't grow.
Oh man, I wish I had that metabolism. I ain't gonna lie to you. But like, yeah, I was gonna say like for the wrestling thing, I'm gonna flex a little bit. My school was always, it's the
My
best
school's
in
a
the
really good
city.
wrestling school.
It's the best in New York City, and it's by because of that default one of the better ones in the entire state.
Man.
Yeah, what's
Sorry,
happening?
Yeah,
You know, I was
we-
just
we
gonna
had-
say, yeah.
sorry, go.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah. So, and our even though we're the best in the city, we didn't spend much time actually in weightlifting. We did a lot more like cardio and just a lot of just to get you sweating and just to get you tired and to build up your stamina and endurance. That was most of the training. There was like maybe 2 days in the week where it was weightlifting, but every other
Yeah.
day was training and cardio and basically weight training, not weightlifting and whatnot.
My
But
school's
yeah.
wrestling team does a lot of weightlifting. There
Yeah.
was one guy that came through the program a couple of years ago. He was a senior when I was a sophomore. I want to get his name right. I think it was Matt. I think he was like a New England regional champion. He was in the 230 range type guy. This dude, he was the most incredibly strong person I've ever seen in my life. He was the kind of dude that when he loaded up the bar to squat, the bar bent. Like it really all the way bent. Like you see in a cartoon. That's what I'm talking about here. This man was just stupid strong. Stupid strong. I have
Do
no
you know his
idea
numbers, his squat numbers?
I think I'm not going to get it right, but I promise I'm not exaggerating. I promise you this is not an exaggeration. He squatted somewhere around 400 and he deadlifted more than that. He deadlifted a lot.
Jesus.
The bar, I promise you, the bar bent around his shoulders. It really,
Where's this
like
man
you
right
see
now?
in cartoons. It
Where's this
bent.
man?
That's where I want to know. Wherever you are, dude, wherever you are, don't hurt me. That's all it is.
Noah says a shortstop at my school went to Vanderbilt this year. CJ Patera. We should probably keep an eye out for him. Who knows? Maybe dude's gonna be there in the pros, or maybe he hits the minor leagues first. But we'll see.
We'll see. I mean, I live in a town that
I hope you're all good now, Duran.
Yeah.
Medication ain't cheap.
Yeah. They have the regular public school, which is where I go, and then there's a really rich kid private school that also happens to be one of the best sports schools in the state. And there have been a few Major League Baseball players that went through that program, and a few, I think, professional basketball players. So I know one name off the top of my head. I'm not going to like dox myself or anything. I'll tell you after the stream or something. But when you see the difference in competition between the elite athletes and the regular people like us, it's insane.
Mm-hmm. I'm just quickly tapping this out real here and posted. Since I'm gonna have Mike on anyway, if there's members, specifically members only, that do want to call in anyway for the rest of the show, I just posted it in the members community posts, so that's there. And by the way, Nate, I know he has to tune out soon, but I blame Nate and Diggy, and yeah, Nate and Diggy specifically, for turning my followers against me on Twitter, because my followers on the one post I made. Do you remember when I said, do you guys remember when I saved all those kids from the orphanage? Everybody was on my side, bro. Everybody was cool with it. Pest even commented, yo, like I was a military warrior and everything, I saw bro. That. Somehow, someway, Nate and Diggy turned them against me. Now
it's a grassroots campaign. Bro. That's what it is. It's a grassroots campaign.
It just happened somehow.
Listen, Kush. It's an intervention. We're here for you. We care about you, Kush. We want what's best for your future. I'm sorry. I can't even do it.
How is me achieving that not something good for my future?
No, listen, Kush. Those are you have to set attainable goals, my dude. Like unless
you tell me that ain't attainable, bro.
Unless you're famous, that is unattainable. All right.
By the way, shout out to Benny. Yeah, I told you, Blake Martinez is a great dude,
Blake Martinez is awesome, dude.
He's amazing online. And Mike is in here. What up, Mike? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Mike?
What's up, Nate? What's up, Hub?
We good, man.
And now that Mike hops in, I think I'm gonna drop out. Thanks so much for having me on the stream, Kush.
Mm-hmm.
I will see everyone in chat later. Have a good one.
Have a good one, man. Peace. What up, Mike? What you talking, man? And like I said, if there's any members in here that do want to call in, I just posted it in the members community notes, because why not for the remainder of the show? Members, y'all could call in. I know Ash Money became a member tonight. If he's still in there, bam. An immediate perk.
What do I want to talk about? But real fast, the Knicks lost to the Nets again.
How close was it? I wasn't able to keep up with it today.
114 to 112.
Wow. Mike, I'm telling you, bro. Mike, no, I'm telling you. Listen. Let them have the second seed and us the 7th. We're facing them in the first round. It's no competition, bro. It's no competition. Come on. This is all
Granted, James Harden left the game early with an injury. And no KD, and all they had was Kyrie. But, I mean, I hope you're right.
It's okay, man. I saw Kyrie drop 40 on us, is what the Rand just put in the chat. Noah says, don't be a sore winner. That's bullying. I'm guessing you saw about Nerding on Sports, Brooklyn. Oh, man. And then Tommy's saying, how about them Yanks? Yankees turned around. I mean, I feel like everybody was kind of overreacting off of just 3 games. No problem, Joseph. Thank you for tuning in.
I love how Daniel Jones is orchestrating this off season. And believe it or not, last year, besides the whole workout in Texas, he was working out at Duke, I believe, also with Victor Cruz.
Last year, I remember last year he worked out at Duke, and then like a week after that, he went to Texas. I don't know if he did the same thing with Duke this year, but they're all in Arizona right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Logan, you're a member. You got the link in member communities.
And I'm going bold again, Hub.
You're what?
I think I'm going bold. I
Mhm.
think by week 2, we're going to have a new offensive coordinator. Either Callaway, Kitchens, or the dude that we got from Louisiana.
Russ. Well,
Yeah.
that's Callaway.
No, from Louisiana. Raising Cajuns.
Our offensive line coach?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he
But
came
I
in, Rob
mean,
Sale, the new offensive line coach.
yeah. But I mean, he does have experience calling plays,
Mhm.
though. But
He was, I
either,
think he was the Raging Cajuns OC, I think.
yeah, yeah.
But no, I
But
think he's definitely here just to be our O-line coach.
all right, then either Kitchen or Callaway.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. You're right. That is a very bold take. Because I don't think we're gonna get a new OC, or at least officially be like, oh, this guy's the OC. Garrett is out until like the end of the season. To be honest, until next year, basically. I do think we're gonna give Garrett another year.
I mean, I hope I'm wrong. But
Hmm.
after what I seen last year, it was brutal. I
Hmm.
mean, yeah, we didn't have Saquon, and Evan Ingram sucked, but still. And even our wide receivers were
Our wide
dropping
receiver,
the
yeah,
ball.
like, and I'm not a Jason Garrett fan. Everybody at channel knows I want him gone. But to be fair to the
Yeah,
man, it's not like the players did him any favors. All the wide
yeah,
receivers sucked.
yeah,
The Giants were ranked ninth in the league in drop passes, even though we didn't pass the ball that much. And obviously, there's a correlation between how much you pass and how many times a player would drop the ball. We passed the balls one of the least amount of times in the league, but still somehow ended up as the ninth team with drop passes. So it's not like the players helped them out much. You know what I mean?
yeah. That's why I want to go either Waddle or Smith in the first round,
Really.
or or trade down and take Bateman.
And take who?
Bateman.
Bateman. Okay. I mean, I would still take Bateman at 11, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, I would too.
Like I said it in a video, I can't remember which video it was, where I was like, at this point, if the player is meant to go in the first round because of how good the Giants were in free agency, I'm not
Yeah.
considering anything a reach. Because it's like we filled in 99% of our holes. If we just get a good player in the first round, I'm happy with it.
Mhm.
Like this player that we get doesn't need to be an all-pro level guy for me. He just needs to be somebody that does his job consistently and is available consistently to do the job.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I what Daniel Jones is doing is great. I have all the faith in him
Mm-hmm.
that he'll bounce back this year.
It's not even bounce back. It's just continue, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll say this, I didn't get a chance to make a vid on either the Daniel Jones organizing workouts today or the hire from LSU because I already had the pre-prepared vid on the Jabril Peppers We Need to Talk
Yeah.
episode. If you guys
Yeah.
didn't see that yet, go ahead, check that out. And I was in class for the rest of the day, but if there's no other big news tomorrow, I'll definitely make my own like video kind of comprehensively giving my thoughts on either situation. You guys let me know if you want
Mhm.
that. But like even then, I feel like that was the point of the stream too. It's like you already got my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
DJ doing
Yeah.
his thing, I'm happy. I mean, it's only a good sign for the future. And then with this LSU offensive assistant coming in, let's not forget Freddie Kitchens was also elevated to have the additional title, of offensive assistant as well. So he's two things for the Giants right now. So we have a lot of offensive assistants, which I said before we
I
even
know.
hired him, I think is a very deliberate decision by the coaching staff that they know that our offensive coordinator isn't doing the best job.
I know. I just I just can't wait to go to training camp this year if they allow fans.
If they do, I mean, I might have to try and find my way there. By the way, Toast, the draft is April 29th,
I know.
Thursday night.
We're so close, Hub. We're so close.
It's gonna take a
24
while,
days.
bro. It's gonna take a while. I'm telling you right now.
I mean, every day goes by quick for me, so I think
Yeah,
we'll be here in no time.
I can see that for sure. Mike, yeah, you got any question? I got Logan in here waiting now.
No.
Not even Knicks related.
I mean, go Knicks.
But
I hope we make the playoffs. I hope. Because our schedule these last 20 games are pretty tough.
we
But-
actually you talking about the Knicks, right? Let me pull up their schedule real quick.
Yeah.
Knicks schedule. I'm looking at it right now. We got the Celtics next, Grizzlies, Raptors, Lakers, Pelicans, Mavs, Pelicans, Hornets, Hawks, Raptors, Suns, Bulls, Rockets, Grizzlies. I'd say that's a manageable schedule, I'd say.
Mhm.
It's manageable. I wouldn't say outright hard, but it's manageable.
If we can be within above 500 or 500, I think for sure we'll make the playing game. But
We're
my
currently
hope
sitting at
is,
25 and 26. We need to win a couple of games to like have a nice secure spot.
Yeah. Where do we stand as of now?
8 seed.
It's playing game, pretty much. Okay. How many games do we have left?
Let me go ahead and count it real quick. I think it's 21.
All right.
I want to say 21 games left.
So I say 11 and 21 or 12 and 10. Oh, no.
9, 12 and 9.
No, 12 and 9.
Okay.
We gotta finish.
I agree with that, man. I think we're gonna need to be above 500, like you said, but we'll see how it plays out. As long as we make the 7th seed, I'll be happy. But yeah, Mike, thank you for calling in, man. Have a good one, bro.
No problem, Hub.
Of course, Mike with the great profile pick as well. Eric, I'm a hunter. What up, Logan? How you doing, man?
You thought I used to be midlife crisis Logan. Now you get to see me after a game.
Nah, but the thing is, you still show more emotion than midlife crisis Logan right now.
That's true. I mean, I'm not even going to get on it. I've never cried over a basketball game before until tonight, but we're not going to get into that. But on to football, I think the Panthers kind of screwed the Giants by trading for Sam Darnold, because now they're probably going to take Rashawn Slater, and now there's pretty much going to be no linemen left for us.
I mean, come on. I've been saying that Slater wasn't going to be there even before the trade. Did you really expect Slater to drop to 11?
To be honest, I thought there was a small chance that he could, but now there's definitely – I mean, unless they take Pitts, but I honestly think the Falcons are taking Pitts.
All right, so give me your pick 4 to 10. How you think it's going to go down? So
Pitts,
Falcons, Pitts.
Bengals, but from what I've been hearing, Jamar Chase.
Instead of Sewell.
From what the insider information has been saying, they've been saying that they want to take a receiver. So at who's picking at 6? Miami. Penny Sewell, obviously, if he's there. 7 for Detroit. I'm gonna go Waddle. 8, I'm gonna go Slater, and that's it for 4 to 8.
I said 4 to 10.
Oh, you did? I thought you said 4 to 8. Sorry. All right. 9, Justin Fields. 10 Sertan, and 11.
Well, okay, yeah, you could stop at 10. All right, but why do you think the Panthers are going to take Rashawn Slater so much?
Because they need a lineman badly, and they need to protect their new QB.
I've just never heard the idea of Slater to the Panthers. It could happen. Let me bring up the Panthers right now. I just haven't heard it. Let's see. So their current starting tackles are Cam Irving and Talon Moton.
Yeah, that's not good.
I mean, it's serviceable. I think it's serviceable, but yeah, Slater would be an upgrade for sure. I could see it. Is that RJ Barrett jersey?
Yeah.
Nice.
All they had in Julius Randle was a triple X. So, but
you would have grown into it.
But I don't know. I like the idea of Smith, but I don't know. I think I guess that one guy that commented does have a good point. All players do put on weight, but I don't think he's gonna. They listed at 175. No way that guy's 175. I think he's closer to like 150, 160 region. There's no.
I don't think he's 150 or 160. I think he's around 175. I do.
165. Maybe how tall is he? Because maybe he is 175, but he just looks so scrawny because of his height.
He's 6'1".
Oof, that's not that. I mean, that's decently tall, but I don't know. He probably put on about. I mean, DJ put on about 9 pounds. I guess if he worked at it, he could put on like 15, 20 pounds. But I don't know. If hypothetically, I know this isn't gonna happen. But if it was between Waddle and Smith, who are you taking for the Giants?
Oh well, people were not happy when I did it, but I went Waddle because that's happened before in mock drafts.
Thank you.
No, it's not even the weight. I just think Waddle is the better player between the two.
Me too.
But I will say this. There's a reason I did mock Smith to us in my first mock draft. It's because I do think he fits the Giants a little bit better. I'll say that.
But he's more of a go up and get it guy, right? I haven't watched too much film on Devontae Smith, but that's what I've heard, and I think we already have that in Kenny Galladay. I kind of want the fast.
No, Devontae has separation. He's one of the only guys that gets
he is a route runner.
Separation too.
He is a route runner.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't be mad. I mean, what did that? I forget his name who said it, but I like the idea of taking Smith away from the Eagles.
Who did say? Was it Nate? No, it was somebody in the chat that said it. I forgot who it was. If you're there, claim your idea. But yeah, I would love that. And Mike saying there were rumors that came out that the Eagles and Falcons may be looking to trade back, as well as the Lions.
Yeah. Who could the Falcons? I don't know.
Not Eagles. I don't know why I said Eagles, but Falcons and Lions.
I think the Lions should trade back, but I don't know why the Falcons should trade back. There's you could take Sewell, you could take Pitts, you could take a quarterback. So I mean, then again, you can get a quarterback at like 7 region. But do you think the Broncos are going to take a QB?
The Broncos? I'll say this. They've always been one of my dark horse teams that can. I don't know if they will, but they 100% can.
I think if Fields is on the board, it's going to happen. One of my mock draft that I put up on my channel the other day, I don't really like this pick looking back on it. I had them taking Mac Jones.
Mm-hmm.
But looking back on it, I don't think you take Mac Jones at 9. Speaking of that, where do you think Mac Jones is even going to go?
Well, I want him to go somewhere like the Patriots or the Washington football team, even though Washington's our direct rival. Where do I think he's going to go? I could honestly see him going anywhere between the Patriots and even, in the second round.
I could see him from what the I'm just going to insider information has been saying. I could even see him going 3.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I wouldn't be like extremely shocked if it happened.
3 is really high for him.
Yeah.
Then again, that would remind me so much of the Daniel Jones situation when people were like 6 is really high for Daniel.
I'm going to make a bold. I don't even think this is a bold prediction. Justin Fields is going to be a bust.
It is a bold prediction.
I just don't see no Ohio State quarterback has ever worked out. And plus, I've heard he kind of has the Dwayne Haskins problem where he has a bad work ethic.
I've never heard that about Justin Fields.
Really?
He has a bad work ethic. No.
I read something that said that.
I have yet to hear it. I've only heard good things about Justin Fields. And I definitely don't think he has Dwayne Haskins syndrome. That's why I'm like, to say he's a bust is 100% a bold take. I definitely agree with you. I'm still waiting for an Ohio State quarterback to prove me wrong, but on everything else, I think he has a legit chance to be a franchise QB in the NFL. He is one of the best quarterbacks in this class for a reason.
That's true. Who's your? Do you have Lance at 2? Do you have Lance as your third quarterback, or Fields as your third quarterback?
Fields, no question. I think Fields is ahead of Lance. It's not close. I think the top 3 are ahead of the rest. Well, you know what I'll say? It's Trevor. My rankings is Trevor, Wilson, Fields, Lance, Jones. But I've always said I think Jones could be potentially one of the most successful out of the class if he lands in the right situation.
I love the Tom Brady Mac Jones comparisons at his pro day and Tom Brady's combine photo. That was hilarious. Have you seen that?
I don't know why they were comparing him. It's literally because they're 2 white quarterbacks that don't have the athletic looking bodies. That's the only reason.
But I don't know, man. I'm just depressed after the game. But
it's okay. As long as we get in as the 7th seed, bro, we're gonna do damage. Trust me.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm just tired of losing to the Nets.
We're gonna beat them in the playoffs, bro.
They'll have Kevin Durant, Blake Griffin, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving. We
are going to have Mitch Robinson as he comes back at the end of the season. Julius, I am a all-star, Randall, and IQ. Huh?
How do you know none of them is going to get injured?
Because we're the Knicks. All right, the football gods have been against us for too long. It's time that they come back. The basketball gods have been against the Knicks for too long. It's time they go back on their side.
That's true. How long has it been since we've made the playoffs? 9 years, right?
Yeah, since 2012, I think.
Yeah, those are the days. This guy right here.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Thanks for having me on, and I love how we blew out the second worst team in the association, but we couldn't beat the worst team in the association thanks to this guy's missed game winner right here.
Listen, we'll see what happens. But thank you for calling in, Logan. Have a good one.
Thanks for having me on, bro.
And next up, Ash Money. What's up, bro? How you doing?
What's up, bro? Do you have somebody like after me?
Nah.
Oh. Could you give me? Well, I think I should be fine. I'm just like I'm literally in my development right now.
Mm-hmm.
And my internet's like gonna cut out like for 2 minutes.
Well, that's unfortunate.
But I'm gonna be right back.
All right.
Fun?
I mean, I was gonna end it soon anyway. I mean, you could always call in tomorrow.
All right. Yeah,
since you're a member now too, you're gonna be one of the first on.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, no, hey, thank you for becoming a member, by the way, guys. Go over to check out Ash Money. He put out a mock draft the other day. Put in some work.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed to say he had better music than I've had in a while.
Listen, I'll just say this real quick, if that's cool. The Justin Fields slander, that I don't get it. That has to stop. I don't get the narrative of like the Ohio State quarterback thing, because really, if we're being honest, Justin Fields isn't an Ohio State quarterback. Like, he committed to Georgia, and literally, like, I think it was after 2 or not, if not 2, after 1 year, he went to Ohio State. And
has there been a Georgia quarterback that worked out?
I would have to do my research, but people don't.
Not really helping the narrative.
Oh, I mean, I don't know, but like, people don't hold that narrative to Georgia as much as it does Ohio State, and literally, like,
because like Georgia quarterbacks aren't taken that like as high as Ohio State quarterbacks are taken. As frequently as Ohio State quarterbacks are taken.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, people don't use that narrative, but. Mm-hmm. It's like people like, is Joe Burrow an Ohio State quarterback? No, he's an LSU quarterback. He just started his career in Ohio State
because he played at LSU. Okay, yeah. Well, listen. I don't get the field slander either, bro. I'm just going back at your points with legit rebuttal points, right? He played at Ohio State. He played his college career at Ohio State. Fields.
Yeah, but like Joe Burrow didn't. I don't even think he started a game at Ohio State, though. That's what I'm saying. Like.
Yeah, but like that's why nobody calls him an Ohio State quarterback, because he's an LSU quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Justin Fields really isn't an Ohio State quarterback. Like, he's not in the terms of those like a JT Barrett.
Why did he not play his career at Ohio State?
He only played 2 seasons, cuz.
2 seasons is a career, bro.
So how many seasons has Joe Burrow played at LSU?
Didn't he play 1 or 2?
I think he played like.
No, he played 3. I think actually. Burrow's 24.
Yeah, but I'm an Ohio State fan. Like, so Justin Fields, he's different from JT Barrett and Dwayne.
I'm not arguing that he isn't, but he's an Ohio State quarterback because he played his college career at Ohio State.
I don't classify him as an Ohio State quarterback. Like, as the same I always do, like Dwayne Haskins, who literally like just came in, competed for a starting spot, and finished out his collegiate career at Ohio State. I see Justin Fields as a Georgia quarterback. That's just me. But I get what you're saying. I don't want to. You're thinking I'm crazy.
I'm gonna look this up real quick. I just want to see something real quick. I just want to see something. This man spent 1 year at Georgia, didn't even start, and then played 2 full years as the starter for Ohio State. So I mean, like, how is he a Georgia quarterback?
Because that's where he started.
We're gonna end it right here. Guys, Joe Burrow is an Ohio State quarterback. Baker Mayfield is a Texas Tech quarterback.
Yeah.
That's the narrative we're running with, according to Ash Money. That's the narrative we're running with. That's where they started.
Yeah. Who else? I can't even think of nobody else that started somewhere else.
Nah, but if we're gonna run with that logic, then you agree with me. Baker Mayfield is Texas Tech, and Joe Burrow is an Ohio State quarterback.
Look, man, Kush, it's been real. I got psyched now, but
Nah, I am gonna end it out soon anyway, though.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But yeah, I just pulled over because I had to, get my thoughts in. Basically, I think Justin Fields, to me, I think he's the second best quarterback in the draft. I just do. I mean, dude, look Trevor Lawrence in the eye and drop 6 touchdowns on him. I don't get what other.
I mean, was Trevor playing defense?
No, I'm just saying, like, if you're always looked at as second fiddle to Trevor Lawrence, and you drop 6 and you pass for 6 touchdowns, like when you're going against him, that's that it factor,
Mm-hmm.
To me. Like, he literally said, okay, you can go enjoy the first overall pick. We gonna go to San Francisco, and I do think San Francisco. I mean, I know at the time he probably he didn't know that because San Francisco didn't trade up for the pick, but I'm just saying, I do think he's gonna get picked at San Francisco. Zach Wilson obviously gonna get picked at the Jets.
I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of connections between Fields and Kyle Shanahan. It's reminding me kind of the connection between Murray and Cliff Kingsbury during the 2019 draft.
Yeah, I think Kyle Shanahan just went to Mac Jones's pro day just because he already knew what he was getting out of Justin Fields' pro day, and he just wanted to see.
I mean, he didn't go to Mac Jones's pro day. He went to Alabama's pro day.
Oh, well, he was really there.
There's a lot of players coming out of Alabama.
I know, but let's be honest. He was really there for Mac Jones.
No, let's be honest. He was there for guys like Alex Leatherwood that he get in the second round. Aleem McNeil that he could get in the second round as well. Like, he was there because Alabama's producing a lot of talent.
So you think he was there more so of those players than Mac Jones?
Just like, because I hold the same opinion with the Penn State pro day for the Giants. I think the Giants were there because there's more players than just Micah Parsons.
Okay, I can see what you're saying. I don't know. I just feel like he kind of did go there for Mac Jones just because it was like the same day, or like not the same day, but like a while after he traded up for the 3rd round pick. But maybe that is like the media boosting it and stuff. So got to be careful what you listen to. Yeah.
But yeah, for sure though, man. Ashman, I hope you call again tomorrow so we can continue this, guys. I'm gonna close out right here though. Have a good one, bro. Thank
All
you
right,
for coming to member, man.
Yeah, no problem, bro. I'll be on tomorrow. Definitely.
Bet. Guys, go over there, check him out. Shout out to all of y'all for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you, chat, for being pretty dope tonight. That's it for now. I'll see you tomorrow for the regular call-in show.